a scary story? Come on.
So Emma Chamberlain just had one of the most scariest experiences of her entire life. Let's talk. And for those of you that don't know, hi, I'm Steffany. I'm a psychic medium. I've also been on television on Mysteries Decoded, and I also host my own workshops here in Los Angeles County.
All my doors are locked, I think, so it's probably nothing. I'm a little freaked out.
So she's talking about her security system, and when a door opens, when the garage door opens, you hear a chiming sound. And before she knew it, the chime sound went off, but she knew that she wasn't walking outside anywhere or nobody was coming inside, and she wasn't anticipating for anything. So of course, this is where she starts to feel scared and calls her mom. And between that conversation, she decides to call the police and have them come to her house. Now, all kinds of crazy stuff starts happening with the equipment not working, the cameras being offline, all kinds of weird things.
Okay, I get that you think I'm a liar and I'm just doing this for clickbait. I get it, but I'm not fucking with you.
One thing that I noticed about this episode is that she is very hard trying to convince us that it's real and that it's not that she's bored and she's all of a sudden making videos on spooky content. It's like, girl, there are plenty of paranormal content creators out there, including myself. We love this stuff. We exist. We make content all the time about this stuff. But I'm glad you're sharing your story today.
It didn't necessarily feel haunted to me, but upon falling in love with this house, I felt its history in the wall. I don't know. I obviously tore this house apart and updated pretty much everything.
Okay, so as a psychic medium, I want to say one thing first. The first thing I want to touch base on is that her psychic ship. Now, everyone has abilities of some kind when it comes to psychic work, being intuitive, sensing energy, so on. One of the ones that I noticed was the episode where she talks about how she knew she wasn't going to go to college.
And I remember just getting in the car one day and I told my mom, I was like, I know for a fact that there is something out there in this world for me that I'm not doing, but I know that it's my path, but I don't know what it is.
She's also talked about having vibes. She's also picked up vibes off of people for no reason. Now that she knew she didn't like that person or something off was about that person in one of the podcasts as well. So now I want to backtrack a little bit to her talking about the house and the renovations and my thoughts on this.
All the wood is pretty much the same. It's not like we tore the whole house down and rebuilt a brand new house.
So most people have heard this, but if you haven't, it's been thought that when a house is going under repairs, remodeling, haunted activity will spark back up again. Let's not forget, a new house means a ghost not knowing who you are. Immediately when she walked into the house, she felt the history of the house, or she felt the house's history. Emma, you are intuitive, girl. Like, how do you not see it?
I don't necessarily believe in ghosts.
Crazy that the alarm is going on. She says, I don't necessarily believe in ghosts, and then the alarm goes off. That's the spirit letting you know. Oh, you don't? Not even after this?
Why is my basement alarm? Did my security guard just get here?
Maybe.
Mom she was at my house, and she told me later that the woman who saged my house told her that I did, in fact, have a ghost. And this ghost...
Now, she said the woman that saged her house, so she talks about in the podcast that after they remodeled the home, the people that were part of this ended up buying or hiring somebody to do a cleansing. And then she says that the person that saged her house said that they picked up the spirit of a little boy. Two things that I find a little bit concerning with this. Why? Because, well, for number one, saging doesn't cleanse in the way that people think it does. It is a energy neutralizer. You don't use sage to cleanse or wipe out spirits of anything. It puts spirits to sleep so they can become agitated once they wake up, and you don't want that. Sweetgrass, cedar, those are herbs that you can use to draw evil forces in your home if you do feel uncomfortable. But also communicating and setting boundaries with the spirit is just as important, because she does talk to him. She does tell the little boy, like, hey, whatever you did really did scare me. Which is good. She's doing all the right things, which again, is just interesting to me that she's made the statement that she's not a strong believer or strong disbeliever. She's somewhere in the middle and she's open-minded, but I feel like she's doing all the right things. She's communicating and telling him, hey, this is too scary, don't do that. The other thing though that I do recommend, I doubt Emma will see this, but for someone that would be in Emma's shoes, I do recommend that you find a name for this little boy. You link up with the historian and try to figure out who, if there was a boy, because sometimes spirits, whether it's malicious or not, some spirits they'll play the part that you have come up with, either to please you. There's also like at times too where things can manifest, like you yourself can manifest a haunting, which I don't think that's what this case is here. I do believe that there is a spirit. I did feel some authenticity of like there is a boy, there is a haunting of some kind, but just as a precaution though, like this is why you do want records and speaking to a historian. She also went on to say that she had a technician come out and revisit the footage or recheck the alarm system, and they could not find any issues with the cameras or the system. Anyway, I'm blabbering for too long, but check out the podcast. Let me know if you do think there's a haunting or you think that there is something else.